Hey guys, so it was requested that I do a homemade squishy tutorial on the s'more, and I apologize in advance because this is going to be filmed over a few days since I'm going to have to wait for it to dry, so like the background on the lighting is going to change, so I apologize for that. And yeah, so I'm just going to show you guys what you're going to need. So you're going to need puffy paint in brown and white, and hopefully I have enough for this tutorial. You're also going to need scissors. You're going to need school glue. Liquid school glue is more preferred. And you're going to need a sponge of any kind. Here I have like this cleaning sponge from Daiso, and I use this one for the homemade squishy. And I like this because it already gives you like shape kind of. But if you don't have this, it doesn't really matter. You can use any sponge you like. I also have this one, which is from the dollar store. So yeah, let's just get started. So I'm just going to demonstrate what I'm going to do first. So yeah, so you're just going to want to trim and size it. So I'll come back when I'm done. So I'm done shaping the graham cracker pieces, and they are about the same size and thickness. And it doesn't have to be perfectly flat on the inside since the marshmallow is going to be here. So now let's get started with the marshmallow part. So you're going to take your next piece of sponge and all you have to do is just begin to shape it into like a cylinder shape. So it's best if you begin this part with like a block shaped sponge, since that would be easier. So I've been cutting for a little bit now, and as you can see from all the scraps that it has begun to become a cylinder shape. And do realize that you have to remember the size of your graham cracker, so it should be smaller than your graham cracker. Sorry, there's something on the thing. Anyways, so you just keep sizing it down until it fits your graham cracker specifically. And when it's beginning to look like it's about the same size or smaller than your graham cracker, that is when you begin to finalize your shape. And this size is about a good size for the graham cracker, but I'm still going to have to trim off the edges since it's not round enough. Oh, and it just fell off the table. Okay, so now is when you begin to actually shape the marshmallow. Don't worry too much about the shape of the top and bottom, as long as it can glue to the graham cracker. And then when you have your shape down, you have to compare it with your graham cracker. So see if it's a good size. So the size is about pretty good. But then you check it with the other graham cracker. And that just looks too tall of a s'mores, even though I haven't had s'mores. But it's up to you how tall you want it. But usually I feel like s'mores are like shorter than that. So I'm going to trim it down a bit. Then check the size again. So let's see if this time the size is better. The size is slightly better. I think I'm going to keep it like this, but trim it down just a little bit more. As long as you like the shape of both your graham cracker and your marshmallow, you can begin to paint. So you're going to take this brown puffy paint and you're going to begin painting. But I might not have enough paint, so let's see if I can get any out. Okay, I got some out. So usually what I do is put some on the sponge and just press it in so it can get soaked into the sponge. And you should use some sort of glove for this, but I don't have one and I usually don't. So I know I'm setting a bad example, but yeah. You gotta do what you gotta do. So I am now done painting the graham crackers, and as you can see, mine just kind of spotty. Yours shouldn't be like that, but I'm running in paint, so it's what I can do. And as long as it's like more thoroughly spread out than mine, like the paint on it, and it covers up the entire sponge, it'll be fine. The insides don't matter as much because you won't see them. And now we have to paint the sponge. But I accidentally deleted the footage for this, so I just painted the sponge right now. But what you're going to do is just do the same thing with the graham crackers. All you're going to do is put it on and then soak it right in. And then, because I have a white sponge, this made it a lot easier. However, if you have like a different color sponge, like the yellow kind of sponge, what I recommend you doing is to soak in the paint once more. You soak in the paint and then you put on the paint, you put on more paint afterwards. So let me show you. Hold on. I'm sorry if you hear the background noise, it's just my parents. Okay, so what you're going to do is soak in the paint. Hopefully you could see the paint. Soak in the paint like you did before. And after you soaked in the entire sponge, what you're going to do is just take the paint and just go over the sponge, but you're not going to soak it in. So you're going to have like a thin layer of paint on the sponge. So that should still make the sponge look more white than yellow. So that's what you should do, and yeah. So once you're done painting this part, I do recommend you putting a bit more paint on the edges of the marshmallow because that's the part you'll be squishing the most, but you don't have to. And now that you're done, all you have to do is wait until the pieces dry, and then once they dry, you can begin putting them together and then adding like the chocolate drizzle. So all we're going to do now is wait. Hey guys, so it's the next day and the pieces have dried. So now they're really, really squishy. Let's see. So now what we're going to do is actually put all the pieces together. So take both the bottoms of the graham crackers and put the marshmallow inside. And take the bottom part, remember this is the bottom part, and put it on top of the marshmallow. So this is how it's going to look like. So what you're going to do now is take your glue, and since it doesn't really pour out for me, I'm going to have to pour out some glue. So I'm going to take my colored pencil and take some of the glue. Ooh, it just popped. Ooh, that's a lot of glue. So what you're going to do is go to the marshmallow and just spread on the glue. There's probably way too much glue but because I have no other choice, it's fine. So just spread on the glue evenly, and it doesn't have to be too thick. And then you're going to take the bottom of the graham cracker and put it as close to the middle as possible, or yeah, and then push down. So there's that part. And now you take the other part of the marshmallow, spread on some more glue, and then put the graham cracker piece on top of it as well. Let me wipe off this glue. And push down. And now it's very important that we actually leave this to dry, because for the other one, it took a very long time for it to stick. So hopefully this stays, and if it doesn't stay, I have another solution, and all you have to do for the other part is just like the other way to glue this on is just using the puffy paint. But anyways, I'll show you that part later, and let's just wait for this to dry. So now it's not entirely dry yet, but I'm going to show you how to put on the chocolate drizzle. Since I'm lacking paint, this might be harder for me, but hopefully this works out. So what you're going to do is take your paint and just put it, make sure it covers both the cracker and the s'more, as you can see. Sorry. And then every once in a while, just make a little chocolate rundown. And it is important that you cover both the marshmallow and the graham crackers, since the puffy paint will also act as glue. So you just kind of continue putting the drizzle on. And it's up to you, like, where you want the drizzle to go. You can put it on both the top and the bottom if you want. Sorry if you see the shaking, it's just I'm shaking to get the paint out. And I actually like to put the chocolate on both the top and the bottom. Almost there. And nope, it didn't come out. So that's how mine looks like, and it's not that good. So it's supposed to be like this since it's dripping down. So I'm going to make a few changes to this and do the bottom, and I'll be right back.